Now I know you're looking at this and thinking, hey, cool, Hogan's Alley. Classic light gun NES cartridge. But it's not just any Logan's Alley in this case. This one was owned by Sergio Rolando Ortiz. Rolando. Sergio Rolando Ortiz. Ortiz? I don't know who that is. I just found it interesting that someone would write their name in marker, permanent marker. I'll probably work on getting that off on an original cartridge. Back in the day, not uncommon. I've seen many cartridges, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, other cartridges with names written in marker on the cartridge. Because, they were our games, and we wanted to, mark them as our property. Looking back, of course, I think, well, what would that have done for anybody? It's funny how we think about doing things like this, labeling our property, marking our property. And it's great, especially with what cartridges cost back in the day. Well, hell, what they can even cost nowadays. But isn't it funny if you think, I'll write my name on it in marker. We didn't just do it with cartridges, of course, we did it with many items. Much of our property we would mark accordingly with our name. What was the thinking? If found, return to this person. If you happen to find this and you know me, please return it. If you don't know me, I guess you could drop it off at your nearest police station. They'll find the name and make sure that it's returned to their rightful owner. Yeah, right. Can you imagine kids back in the day finding original games? I think the case would probably be, oh look, this guy used to own it, now it's mine. How the hell do I get this name off of there? But it's just funny the way we think of things back in the day. Probably more common practice back then. Or maybe it's just a case of somebody thinking, hey, maybe one day some collector or some guy who gets this after I'm gone, or this is out of my possession, will make a video just like this one. Who knows? There you go.